Hey y'all, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and I'm here with the love reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. This is just going to be a general love reading, but before we get into that, I would like to encourage any of you who haven't already to go ahead and subscribe. To all of my returning sunflowers, welcome back. I'm happy to have you, and I'm honored for the opportunity to read for you. If this does not resonate, please go check out the readings for your sun, your moon, your rising, etc. All of that stuff. You're not just your sun sign. So keep that in mind and remember that it's about the energy that you're in right now, not necessarily your sun sign energy. Okay. Now we're going to get into it here. We start the reading with the World and the Five of Swords. To me, this indicates that there was somebody that you ended things with who is essentially looking for another opportunity. Okay. I feel like this person is somebody who may be a bit silver-tongued or has the gift of gab in the sense that they are able to sweet talk or smooth things over with their words very easily. This is somebody who uses communication to influence other people into doing what they want them to do. And what I mean by that is that this person can be incredibly manipulative at times. This person might have the ability to even exert their will over people through their words. And I know that that might sound intense, especially if you're not super like into the spiritual stuff. Even though you're watching tarot, not everybody who watches tarot is super into esoteric and all that kind of stuff and energetic things. But words do have power, okay? And there are some people in this world who are gifted with their words in a way that other people are not, okay? You might wonder how this person seems to get everything they want and yet still maybe lives a life that nobody would envy. And that's because they have selfish pursuits, or they have a very selfish mindset when it comes to using their gifts or using their power. They might not even acknowledge that they have that. They might not even realize it. They might just see there's a connection between me saying this and me getting that. So I'm just going to keep saying whatever I have to say to get whatever it is that I want to get. I just see that this person may not be using their gifts or their powers in the highest way. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like there comes a time when you can offer somebody grace and you can extend that compassion, but then you also have to acknowledge that this person is not healthy for me. I shouldn't even be communicating with this person because they have some sort of weird ability to get me to lower my guard or get me to lower my standards, even though that's not necessarily what I want to do, even though it's not necessarily what I promised myself I would do. I just feel like this person in the past has definitely used communication as a form of manipulation, as opposed to a way to connect. Okay. We have the King of Cups as your overall energy, which talks to me about masculine water sign energy. This is somebody who's fully matured in that. This is Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Okay. You could have some of that in your chart. You don't have to. I just see this, or you're dealing with the water sign, right? But more so, I feel like this is your energy. I think you're coming into a time where you realize that you are needlessly suffering, that you are needlessly struggling, that you don't have to continue to put yourself into like a parentified version of yourself in order to be worthy of romantic relationship, or in order to be worthy of the love that you think that you desire. You shouldn't have to be the one who's always saying, this is what we're going to do. This is where we're going to go. This is how it's going to, you want somebody who's an equal partner to you. You don't want somebody who's a leech or a mooch, or somebody who's just like wanting what you can do for them. Okay. I see you being, really strongly in this masculine energy, as well as having the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck and the hidden energy. You're somebody who's very secure in who you are. Now, this is not talking about the body, it's just the energy. And being a masculine energy doesn't mean that you are a masculine person. It just means that this is a more active approach, right? Because the feminine energies are very passive, very surrendered typically. And the masculine energies in this deck are talking about applying the things that we have learned. And when it comes from an emotional standpoint, what is it that you're applying? What knowledge and understanding, or what wisdom is it that you're applying right now? You're applying the wisdom of the High Priestess, because you're recognizing and realizing that this person doesn't have any power over you, that you don't allow them to have over you. You know who this person is, or what it is that this person is offering. You have clarity on the situation, or you're coming into clarity on the situation. You might even catch this person in a lie, or just remember all the times where they told you things that weren't necessarily true, or told you things to manipulate you or to intentionally deceive you. And you go like, well, I don't really want that in my life. I don't really want that kind of energy around me. You're somebody who's very, very intuitive and you are gifted. Like, it's like you almost see right through this person. And sometimes you might tolerate more than you want to tolerate from this person, or more than you should tolerate from this person, simply because you see right through them. And to you, it's like, oh, you're not, you don't mean that. Whatever, who cares? And it's almost like you operate with the truth, even when they're lying to you. And I think that is an accommodation that doesn't necessarily need to be made from you. Okay. What I mean by that is, would you prefer to be with somebody who you don't always have to just default and go, oh, they're just lying, or they're just saying that, or they're just trying to manipulate me again. Oh, I know he's not telling me the truth right now. I know she's not telling me the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you can see through it doesn't mean that you need to continue exposing yourself to this person, because people can be harmful to you even when you're aware, right? And the longer that you have this person in your orbit and your energy, the longer they're going to feel like they have you under their thumb, or that they can do whatever they want with you. And you might think, oh, they don't have me like that. Well, I'm not wrapped around this person's finger. I see right through them. I know exactly what it is they're doing. I know exactly when they're lying. Then why even be around it? Why even be around somebody that you have to be like a human lie detector for? Why even be around them? And if it's because you're attempting to hold somebody else accountable, then that's not your job. It's time to wash hands and back up, because that's not what you were put on this earth to do. It's to hold this person accountable. That's not your purpose. You know what I'm saying? And you know that. And that's why it makes me giggle a little bit, because you know that. But you're getting something out of this too. That's something that we have to acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes as readers, people will just tell you what you want to hear. And this person is so bad. This person is so wrong. Why are you still dealing with them? We have to take personal accountability for the choices that we make. Just because you know that this person is lying, or you know when they're lying, or how they're lying, or you know the truth behind their words, doesn't mean that you have to make an accommodation for that. It doesn't mean that this person can just tell you whatever, say whatever, but I see the truth. So just like, there's a part of you that doesn't want to let this person go. There's a part of you that might be holding on to this. There's a part of you that still needs to heal from this in a way. Because as long as you're allowing this person to even be in your energy, talking to you, communicating with you, I think part of it is just because part of you enjoys them telling you what you want to hear in some capacity. Part of you enjoys them pretending for you. Because maybe in your mind, it feels like effort. Maybe in your mind, it's like, well, they wouldn't lie to me if they didn't care. You see how backwards that is? You see how like corrupted that is? You see how messed up that is? They wouldn't lie to me if they didn't care. They're lying to me because they want to protect my feelings. This might be things that they've told you before. And this might be ways in which you rationalize staying connected to this person. You have intuitive gifts. You have spiritual wisdom, but beyond even your comprehension. And yet you're dealing with somebody who is consistently playing games with your mind and attempting to manipulate you. It's incredibly unhealthy for you. It's incredibly unhealthy. Coming into the future energy, I see them communicating with you. Okay. I think, like I said, I think this is somebody that you have distanced yourself from. I think this is somebody that you are learning to have boundaries with. And I'm proud of you for that. 100% proud of you. Because that's not an easy thing to do. Yeah. Logically, we can look at it from the perspective of this person is a liar. They're manipulative. They're deceptive. And so that means they can't be around me. I'm never going to speak to them again. That is the logical perspective. The logical perspective doesn't take into account the emotional attachment or investment that you have made in this person, and why you feel so connected to him, and why you feel so committed to putting up with the nonsense. It's because there's some level of devotion here. There's some level of wanting to be a part of this person's life, or wanting to be a part of this person's healing. And maybe that's what you can't get over, is that you can't heal them. You can't fix them. You can't save them. And I don't think that you're going to be around long enough to be a part of the journey where they actually do become a better person, because that's yet to be seen. Because I don't see that there's anything happening here that's outside of your current understanding. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing. And if you're watching this as confirmation as to like if this person is really not about what they say they're about, or they're not who they say they are, I'm going to confirm that for you. Okay, I'm going to confirm for you that this person is willing to say and pretty much do anything to get back into your good graces, because it's a game for them. Okay. You're not supposed to be wise. You're not supposed to realize what's going on. You're not supposed to see through their illusion. They have to convince themselves that they're good at this. And if you see through them, then that shatters their egotistical illusion. So they have to continue trying to get you back under their spell, back under their power to prove that they still got it. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Let's clarify the High Priestess. Yeah, the Four of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. The Four of Wands coming out with the High Priestess here. This is the home card, the marriage card, the reunion card, coming back together card. I feel like you're working on something or working towards something or working only on those things that create stability and security for you. Fours are also the number of the Emperor, which comes up over here. This is what you're focused on right now. You're focused on building something solid, something stable, something real, where the people around you are genuine and honest with you, where you can trust them, where it feels like home, where it feels safe. Safety, safety, safety. There's something here about safety. Can I get one more for the High Priestess here? This person could also be telling you something about their home or their living situation that you know is not true. Okay. So we have the Page of Cups. Yeah, the Page of Cups and the Seven of Cups. I'm going to continue offering you the bare minimum, saying whatever it is that I need to say, love bombing you, giving you compliments, making you feel like you're the love of my life, just so I can create enough confusion to slip on in there. Just so I can create enough doubt, right? If I made the right, did you make the right decision? I don't know, because I love you, right? Are you sure you want to walk away from me? Because I love you. You're the love of my life. You're everything I ever wanted. And then you kind of have yourself going back, going, well, I feel like now there's no more well. I feel like now there's no more second guessing. Now there's no more doubting your understanding of the situation at hand. You want what feels safe, not what creates chaos or confusion. That's how you know it's not for you. If you feel confused, if you're talking to somebody, you get to know somebody in a relationship with somebody, and you feel confused, and you go to that person, you say, I need clarity on this, and you leave that feeling more confused, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. If the only time you want to be with this person is when you're in communication with this person, that's a sign. That's a sign. And what I mean by that is okay, let's say you guys spend all weekend together. You just love this person. You love them down. You just want to be next to them. Everything. We're perfect together. We're just everything. And then you go home and you spend some time alone and you go, what they said was kind of weird. What they did was kind of awkward. I remember catching them in the lie last week and they said something today that confirms it. You know what I'm saying? There's always this after effect whenever you've dealt with somebody who's incredibly manipulative and has that kind of gift with their words. They have a lot of power in their words, even if they don't realize they're doing it. Is that sometimes you'll get caught up in that little bubble, and then when you step out of the bubble, it's like, that didn't feel right. That didn't seem right. I didn't want to do that, or I didn't feel that way, or I tried to have a conversation and they just kept talking in circles, or they weren't being very clear about what they wanted with me. It's like somebody who can smooth things over and make things feel very light and easy. Like if you go and say, well, what are we? Are we ever going to get married? Are we ever going to have kids? And they go, I would love that. Oh, that would be my dream. Oh, that's everything I've ever wanted, that sort of thing. But they're not saying, yes, I want to do this with you. That's what I mean. It's that kind of you still aren't getting the answers to your questions, even though you're trying to communicate, even though you're trying to have an understanding. You're still not getting the answers that you want to your questions. Eight of Cups for Libra, please. Why is Eight of Cups here? Okay. We got the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. The truth is coming in, and it's coming in the form of your healing, okay? You're healing, you're upgrading, you're leveling up in a way in your life that's going to be really significant for you right now. And I feel like you're leveling up your discernment. I don't think that, and I think this is going to make you kind of sad, but I think that you're finally at the point where there's nothing that this person can really say or do to make you ever trust them again. And I think that the moment of clarity that you're going to have has something to do with realizing that if you can't trust them, how can there be real love there? If they're willing to lie, manipulate, and deceive, how can there be real love there? Right? I think that you're going to have some sort of, you're doing some kind of work, some sort of inner work that's going to help you understand and realize that this is not the offer that you want to accept. This is not the person that you want to be with. I do see them extending an offer to you in the future. But I also see you moving forward and not really being interested, realizing that this is not where you're emotionally satisfied. This relationship dynamic, whatever the case may be, is not where you are emotionally satisfied and fulfilled. And that's enough for you to say, see you later. All right, Libra, this is what I have for you guys. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening in some way. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I will be with you next time.